Will play their part. The start of the final quarter, 78 plays 35. O'Dwyer, as he's done all day, dominating, slapping it forward for Melbourne. Hannah over the ball, shrugs a tackle. Well played. Hannah towards half forward with a kick. Kernahan's in front, in from the side. White, straight up in the air. Fisted wide by Lovett. Taken by Glasgow. Swings it down towards full forward. Satori's in front, could have almost got a free kick. Taken by Dorotic over the top. Kernahan, 20 metres out. Kernahan, and he gets the goal.
Marriage Shock Society, the murder stuff.
With Diners Club Double Card, you get 2 cards. One for business and one for pleasure.
So now you don't have to get your business mixed up with your pleasure.
Put it on Diners.
Gillette took the closeness of contour and gave it a lubricating strip. Now it feels smoother while you shave and smoother after. Contour Plus. First we made it closer, now we've made it smoother.
The middle. Yates. A high kick to half forward. Spalding trying to tap it on. Aitkins soccers back in towards the middle. The ball favoured Stretch beautifully. He kicks down towards the forward line, but Kennedy is there to mark for Carlton. Plays on wide, looking for Hannah. On half back. Well, if Carlton can get another couple of quick ones, it may send a little bit of anxiety into the Demon camp. Love it. Straight up in the air. Johnston. Well, he's got great courage. No one doubts that. To half forward. Looking for Dorotic. White taps it down, but Nayley's there. Runs into trouble. Beautifully came. Tried to get it on to Murphy. Then Kernahan. May run out of players as Hughes does well for Melbourne.
Great desperation by Alan Johnson there. Ball goes to the outer side. The mark is taken by Rhys Jones. He'll send it back. So Carlton now trying to do something. But Healy gets in their road. Williams slides. Didn't take the mark. Tackled high. Plays on. The advantage was given. Lyon from left half forward is centering high kick. Steins is in front. Fisted away by Dunlop. Rode the hurried kick only as far as Bradley. Down went Spalding behind play. Bradley kicks back towards the centre square. Meldrum feeds Glasgow. Glasgow unloads with a penetrating kick. Satori fisted away by Hughes. Diving at the ball. Dersma gets it out to Healy. To Hughes. Oh, great desperation by Johnston. Flung himself on the boot. Out towards the boundary at ricochet. Taken by Murphy. Shrugs a tackle to Satori. And suddenly the Blues showing a lot more fight. Satori slides it across the goal face. That could have been across the line, but the umpire in perfect position. He's paid the mark. Right on the line then. Dorotic is in the wrong pocket for a left footer. He centres. Not all that central, but he brought it back infield to Glasgow. So Glasgow, with the angle opened, a chance to bring up the 7th goal for Carlton. And you can sense that Carlton have gone up a couple of octaves. Glasgow goes short and finds Dorotic. Well, I suppose that's fair enough.
And Alan Johnson there going very crook at his teammates, and rightly so. And really that smother of Wayne Johnson's was unbelievable. It was one of those great plays that only Wayne Johnson can do. And a bit of lax defence there from Melbourne.
Yes, Wayne Johnston has done it before. Here's Dorotic. Telling kick this one for both sides. He's got the goal.
So the first goal for John Dorotic, as we saw that series, 3 short passes, and really Melbourne, no one to blame but themselves. And as we watch Dorotic now sneak it in just inside the left-hand goal post. So 2 goals to Carlton at the start of this quarter. Just what the doctor ordered to make a real game of this in the last quarter.
"31 points the difference." We're back about to bounce the ball in the middle, but there's been a slight altercation.
I've got a feeling of deja vu. This is how it all started, the game. Certainly been a game of niggles.
Oh. And Dwyer gives Wayne Johnston a gentle tap. And Greg Healy says, come on, let's get on with it.
This is rather untimely from Carlton's point of view, I'd suggest, because they really were rolling, weren't they? And suddenly things have got distracted.
The Carlton hierarchy keeping a close eye on proceedings. Back in the middle with Madden and O'Dwyer. Carlton get another couple of quick ones. We have a game on our hands, although it's been a beauty anyway. Look at the desperation by Johnston again. What an example he's setting. Down towards Kernahan, who just tried to tap it further on. Yates ducked his head. The Carlton players are going crook at that decision.
Yeah, so it's got the kick.
That looks like Rod Grinter down behind the play.
Long way from the ball, that.
Oof. A little bit of spark. The kick goes back towards the centre. And a fine mark taken by Spalding. Grinter's up. Spalding, a long kick to half forward. Meldrum defending stoutly. Goes back towards the middle, but straight to Spalding. Well, if the Demons get another one now, that could just about shut the gate. Looking for Williams. Nailey intercepts. Goes back towards Spalding again, and he has a mortgage in the middle at the moment.
A triple patch for the stats for Earl Spalding.
Pretty underproductive play from Carlton players that have been clear and really just haven't used the ball.
Spalding back into the forward line yet again. O'Dwyer favoured by the kick, fisted away by Madden, knocked on by Hannah, and again by Albin. Great use of the body by Rode. Yates gets it across to Stretch, pulls it back. Nobody there for his side though. Dunlop storms away out of defence, back towards centre wing. Johnson battling with Murphy, almost a clever mark to Johnson. Oh, great shepherd by Dersma. Johnson comes away and he finds Williams. Well, perhaps only a few people noticed that shepherd, but it was very, very timely. Williams, right half forward. It's a shocker. Chested towards the pocket by Glascott. Coming up to mid at Nailey. Out of defence, back towards half back. Meldrum held without it surely. No free kick. Away comes Rode, knocks it on. Stretch slipped over. Coming through courageously, Kennedy hugs the boundary with a kick. Will it stay in? Viney comes to meet it. Bounced over his head and goes out of bounds. Boundary throw in then. 11-12 to 7-5. Melbourne lead it in one of the toughest games of the year.
31 points is the margin. Nailey, Blackwell, Glascott can't quite hook it in. Eventually shovels it out the back door. Meldrum scoops it up with the one hand. Gets his kick just in time. It's high to half forward. Out comes Satori. Waiting down is Murphy. He's only going to get a look at the goal. How's it going to bounce? It's still bouncing. It's stuck through. Oh.
Yes.
No. On Saturday, September 3, you'll be voting on 4 separate referendum questions.
Yes.
All you have to do is write either yes or no to each of the 4 questions on your ballot paper.
No.
No.
So come on, Australia.
Yes.
Yes or no?
No.
Have your say on referendum day.
No.
Yes.
So Carlton are coming back. Trying to wreck the Melbourne dream. Out of the middle. Nailey towards half forward. What a game it's been. Up in front, the mark is taken by White. So he's recovered after sliding into the fence in that desperate and unsuccessful lunge to prevent the last goal. Sean White. Melbourne need to settle. 78 to 53. It's still a handy lead, but the rain has stopped. Johnston in from the oblique angle with great courage, taking the mark just forward of centre wing. It's been a slog. Johnston towards half forward. Getting a fist on the ball down there was Stretch. Only as far as Nailey to Meldrum. Great tackle by Yates. Brought him down. They battle after it. And Melbourne now fighting for their football lives with inside 18 minutes remaining. John Norby suddenly cause for concern. Satori over the top. Taken by Lovett. Good composure. Laid it off to White.
White's kick towards the half-back line. Reece Jones is there. Across to Herman. Wider again. Now an opportunity for Kennedy to kick high towards the half-forward line. Kernahan is in the pack. So too Dorotic. But it's gone the other way. Glascott was heading for goal. But the whistle had sounded. And the ball is paid to big Steve O'Dwyer. Do you agree with that one, Malcolm?
Sandy, I was just about to say, I did not see it, to be honest. Really hasn't mattered because the ball's going to end up back where it came from. Stephen Kernahan. This would just test his leg out today, his distance. Very heavy ball. It's kicking from 43 metres or so.
And this to make the margin 19 points. So a very important kick. Kernahan's drop punt is on the way. He's given it every chance and he's gone.
You're not supposed to suspect there's any danger here. The 4 questions you'll be asked in the Hawke government's blank cheque referendum are like that. Traps. They conceal a lot more than you suspect, but really they're all about more power to Canberra. Don't walk into the traps. Vote no to each question at the September 3 referendum.
Tell them no. No more power to Canberra.
On September 3, vote no. Authorised Mike Ahern for the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
59 back in the middle. And a second ball upcoming. They kicked a goal in the second quarter, a goal in the third quarter, and now with 16:22 remaining, they've added 4 goals already in this term. Carlton, they may be the best side in the league. We've got another bounce coming up. They like to set themselves a task.
I just wonder how many Melbourne players will be reflecting now on last year's preliminary final with Hawthorn coming home hard at them.
Melbourne are getting tired. There's no question about that. It's no longer a question of adrenaline as Rhys Jones gets a free kick. This is a question now of perseverance as Rhys Jones boots towards half forward. Missed by Murphy. Opportunity for Blackwell to Herman. He was in all sorts of trouble. Johnson's over the ball, battling with Herman, and will have a ball up. So the clock now, is it running down on the season or just the game for Melbourne? 11-12 to 9-5. It's hectic in there. Wayne Blackwell, I think at the base of that is Steve Newport. Wayne Blackwell, who turns 28 on Tuesday. Umpire elects to throw it up. Madden almost interfered with superbly down to Nailey. Johnson stood his ground and scrambles a kick out of defence towards the outer side. Opportunity for Rhys Jones behind.
Chips over his shoulder towards Glasgow. A little too far for him, however. And it beats him over the line. The Carlton have been doing the bulk of the attacking in the past 10 minutes, and they've closed the gap. Melbourne look home and hosed, but now there is cause for concern as Yates, who's had a big day, kicks over the centre. If they can goal again, it will be a great steady. A Lovell long towards full forward, but in front is Dunlop. Out he steams. Back towards the centre again. Madden over the top. Newport waiting down, but he couldn't take it. It was Rhys Jones to half forward. Blackwell claiming the mark, and the umpire agreeing with him. So Wayne Blackwell has had his colours lowered today. That kick dropped short into the arms of Jim Steins.
I'm saying that also about last year's preliminary final with Melbourne. You've got to say that perhaps they've learnt from it, and that's what football's about, is going through that learning process.
Steins towards centre wing. At the back, Lovett eventually shovels it out. Picked up by Johnston. Steins again. The big fella is proving a stumbling block. Poor kick. Blackwell over the line. Players running everywhere at the moment. Time ticking down. Just under 14 minutes. Carlton want 4 goals. If they're to have a chance. Herman to half forward. Dorotich. At the back, Satori. He needs help. He's claimed by Grinter. Dorotich is clear. Onto his right foot. He's goal.
Now you're talking.
Bell page across the nation or across the way.
Now you're talking.
Bell page, message pages, information displayed. Answering service every hour of the day. When you've got something you just got to say.
Now you're talking.
Bell page, audible phones that let you go anywhere. You don't have to hold and you don't have to care. Latest and the best of the electronic age.
Now you're talking.
Bell page.
What a performance by Carlton from nowhere. There's going to be a Carlton free in the middle. Nayley will get it. I think held without it. Nayley goes out wide. Dorotic inspired. Forward of centre wing. Goes across the ground. Fraser Murphy to Hannah. Hannah slipped. Gone. That's a big slip in the context of this game. Melbourne an opportunity now. Yates races away. It was Healy who applied the tackle on Hannah. The kick wasn't a good one from Yates. Aitkins in the road. He's in trouble, but does it nicely. Tumbles a kick back towards centre field. It needs the mark. No mark is easy this afternoon. And that was pretty difficult as it turned out for O'Dwyer. Shades of the final round of last season. Melbourne were battling at the Western Oval. Things were happening at Cardinia Park. Well, their fate is in their own hands this afternoon. Johnson, aware of that. Clever hand pass. Levels away. Vacant goal square. Spalding from behind. Got a hand to it. Couldn't hang on. Tackles Aitken. It scrambled out of there. Williams at the base of all of that pack. Now it's Jackson. But the umpire's going to move in and ball it up.
John Northey, Greg Wells. And their opponents, Robert Walls and Carlton. Towards the line, Lovell. Under pressure from Alvin. Rode has his kick partly smothered. Healy. Steins battling at the bottom of the pack. Back to Rode. He flicks it high in towards goal. And a great mark taken by Meldrum. Looked in all sorts of bother as light rain starts to trickle again. Down on the MCG, Madden. Gets it clear to a tired-looking Herman who just socketed it forward. Gained 30 metres.
Actually, you've just Madden some of those deft little touches. He's not trying to push the ball. He's just laying it down. And Nayley, Murphy and Johnson have all been very good in tight.
Free kick to Madden. 13 points is the margin. Just under 11 minutes remaining. They're going to give their supporters heart attacks, Carlton, if they do this week in, week out. Kernahan towards Dorotic. He's got it! Well, John Dorotic has been incredible. 2 goals so far in this final quarter. And a chance to make the margin. 7 points.
He's kicking from this awkward spot again. There really is a patch running right down the middle of the MCG. It's had a lot of footy. It's in pretty good spots all over the ground. But this is probably the worst area to kick from. He's got to find a very good patch if he can.
Directly in front. 35 metres is the distance. 10 minutes remaining. Dorotic steady in his approach. The drop punt is on its way. Has he kicked it? Oh, he has missed and he cannot believe it. 2 straight kicks the difference.
Hasn't been a lot of goals kicked from that central patch in front of goals though.
No. Remarkable performance this by Carlton. Not a lot to play for except their pride this afternoon as Hughes kicks in. But they have been inspired in this final term. The ball will be tossed up, I think, on the outer side. There's the veteran Ken Hunter. Throw up outer side. A lot of players out there. Madden has dominated the ruck in this final term. It's scrambled forward by Glasgow. Coming out was Dersma. Kernahan an opportunity. Pulls it back across his body and he finds Blackwell. Blackwell inside 50. Slips as he kicks. And Lovett smothers it off the boot, aided by the slip, and gets it out of bounds.
Isn't it interesting, that slip of Hannah's, now the slip of Blackwell's, and the ball really should have been in their forward line more often.
Ian Herman with an ankle injury as Newport sends play around the outer side. Was it in or out? That's a big call. It was out. Only centimetres in it. Out on the full. Madden with 8:52 remaining in the game. Back towards the pocket. Dersma fisting away from Kernahan. Johnston through the congestion. White gets back and takes the timely mark.
What a great finish to this game. Sean White out to Alan Johnson. Alvin plays on. Glasgow hooking to half forward. Hunter's under pressure to get there. Surrounded by Melbourne players. Johnson taps on. Hughes hand pass, dangerous. Road picks it up. Hannah tries to intercept. Oh, and Healy goes straight for the boundary line. But he knew the umpire was well and truly behind him and could not sight him. And a throw-in will take place.
The umpire didn't need much imagination, though, did he?
Lovell. Blackwell at the bottom. Bradley over the top. Yates also underneath. And we'll have a ball up. 2 straight kicks in it. Melbourne desperately trying to hold on to a place in the 5. Lovely tap to Glasgow. Long, down towards full forward. Satori with the one hand. At the back is Dersma, who's been brilliant. Puts it out in front of Lovett, and he has a chance to run if he can get there in time.
He's got a break of about 15 metres. It's closing now. Lovett, though, does well and spears the pass into Jackson, who started this day superbly. 3 goals in the first term. He's got 4 for the afternoon. Ricky Jackson, just forward of left half back. 7:22 with the clock running down. Jackson out wide. Williams goes back with courage and takes the mark on the practice wicket area. What a game it's been. It's had everything. Williams, low kick, hugging the boundary. And Rhys Jones runs it across. Ian Herman off the ground with that ankle injury. There he goes. Don Scott.
Hard in this game, and Carlton will be hoping for no further injuries because they've got nobody on the interchange bench.
Thanks, Don. Here's Nailey over the ball. Crashing into him, Healy. Yates emerges with it, 40 metres out, pulls it back. Melbourne have got 2 on 1. They couldn't break it in. Offhands Lovell from Spalding. Lovell gets the goal, and that could be the clincher.
The Australian family holiday. Even better with a family car you can rely on. Nissan Pintara. Pintara easily completed the Nissan 600,000k Endura, and it's backed by Nissan's 2-year warranty, which makes Nissan Pintara the ideal 4-cylinder Australian family car.
That's what my dad says, Mr. Thompson.
That's right, mate. Nissan, building the right cars for Australia.
I want 3 goals in 6.5 minutes. Dunlop. A hurried kick from half-back, down towards the half-forward line. Johnson again. An outstanding game. At the back is Alvin. With him is Aitken to provide the shepherding work. Feeds off to Meldrum. A high kick. Hannah. Meldrum does the roving. Was legged in the process. Johnston. Claimed by Lovell. The ball goes over, and the throw-in will take place. It's been tough, hard, competitive football, and it's been great. Madden, Lovell. The ball is held, said the umpire. So another ball up. Melbourne have kicked only 1 goal for the quarter. There's still a bit of niggling going on. Time on call. But it could be a very, very important goal.
Looks could kill.
Now we're back in business. Steins and Madden set themselves. No real winner to come out of that because the ball just drops to the ground and sits.
A number of players around the ball. It'll be very difficult to get it out of there and be creative.
18 points to margin, and Melbourne can play this game for what? 4:54 if needs be. Just locking it in, giving Carlton no space. Lovell's goal may mean that Melbourne are in the finals after a big scare in this final term. Steins wins it down. Lovell needs to play it back towards the boundary. Blackwell ties it up with Healy, and it's going to be a free kick to Melbourne. So the congestion is finally broken up by the umpire, and it falls for the Demons. And fittingly with this man.
Yes, a bit of experience, and he just settled things down and said, I'll go back and kick this long.
Healy deep to the pocket. That's an intelligent kick too. Opportunity for Spalding. Spalding, any score will help. He's got the one. He's got the goal.
Richard Wilkins sure knows good quality music. So whose sound does he listen to?
Sanyo.
Sanyo portable hi-fi and MIDI systems, all with brilliant sound. the best music.
Sanyo, powerful sound.
Two quick goals to the Demons, and they look to be back in town. Lovell out of the middle. Forward again as the Carlton run stopped. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Peter Rode picks it up. Aitken defends. Back to Glasgow. He's under pressure. Rode claims him. And the umpire said no. It was held. Suddenly Melbourne have come to life. Two quick goals. Glasgow. Short, straight to Lyon. Towards Williams. He marks in front. And the Demons going to finish full of running. 3 minutes remaining.
Yes, they've really had to withstand some pressure from the premiers of last season. And that kick to the front of the goal square doesn't happen very often because it's always the opportunity for the defence to run it away. But it certainly paid dividends this time.
Williams dropped punt. Has he kicked it? He has.
Mr. Okamura is paying a visit to a new NEC dealership. He's here to tell them something about NEC's remarkable range of computers. How NEC make everything from laptops to desktops, mainframes to huge supercomputers. And as you can see, he ends his little talk with the traditional visit to the golf course. NEC, Japan's most experienced computer company, now very much at home in Australia.
Points. It got down to 12 with about 10 minutes to go. And the way things were going at that stage, you sense Carlton perhaps had the better chance. But Melbourne have steadied like a good sign. Madden wins it down. It's unforgiving in there. Reece Jones tackled by O'Dwyer. Bradley slides in and out. Steins, hurried kick towards half forward. Williams, who's been lively, tackled by Meldrum. Still it's Williams over the ball. Murphy adding his 5 cents worth. Socket off the ground by Bradley. Blackwell cannoning into that pack was Healy, and it's going to be Blackwell's free kick. It hasn't been pretty on occasions this game. That's Jimmy Steins down there trying to get up. Meantime, Carlton move it forward, wasting no time. Dorotic takes the sliding mark on the outer side. Wanted to play on. Looked like the Stocks.
And meantime, those players have sorted themselves out. So we've got a minute and a half remaining. Melbourne are home, and this crowd of 50,178 have seen a grand game of football. Danny Hughes, delighted to be back in the fray again. Kicks long, down towards the left half forward flank. Healy may keep it in play. He does to Lyon. Hooks it back to half forward. Murphy couldn't take it with the one hand. Spalding up in the air. Glasgow claimed by Yates. Spalding, clever work to his skipper. A high kick. Rode underneath it. Couldn't take the mark. Oh, it beats them all just about. Oh. Healy went for a soccer off the ground. Fraser Murphy goes out the back door. Goes into the middle. Hunter has it but needs support. Lovett was wearing him like a glove. Soccers it off the ground. Now Lovett again. Out the stretch. Ball to ground once and long in towards full forward. Steins is at the back. Williams is there also. Meldrum will get there first. And he just kicks to touch, gaining some 25 metres. Brian Wilson injured. Todd Viney has looked better. Alvin through. Lovell can't take it. Blackwell has had a disappointing day. It's all over. There's only 20 seconds remaining. O'Dwyer has done a grand job. The kick was not a good one. It doesn't really matter. Williams will be first to it. Pulling it back to half forward. Glasgow can't take the mark. Johnston lends support. He was inspirational at the start of this quarter, but is tired. There it is. Melbourne are into the fire.
Well, look at the jubilation out there. A wry smile from John Northey. He's known the bad and the good in recent weeks. Dersma and Grinter, two great defenders today. And Melbourne have bucked the odds this afternoon. Underdogs, 5 successive losses, but somebody forgot to tell them. John Northey and his players have reason to celebrate. They're into the finals. And as we said, shades of last season. They did it in style last year, winning their last 6. They ran the risk of losing their last 6 this afternoon, but it wasn't to be. And Northey applauds his players off, and rightly so. It may not have been a game for the purists this afternoon, but that was as tough, I think, as you're going to see. Both sides really gave it everything. Jamie Dersma almost in tears there. It's very emotional for him. And what a game he played.
Had a sensational game, and the members here at Melbourne, the Demon supporters, absolutely delirious. The players are really excited. Lyon geeing them up. The Demons are into the 5. As we check the final scoreline once again, Melbourne 14-12, 96. Carlton 10-6, 66.
Well, Melbourne had a bit of a snooze in that final term, but they came good at the end to secure a place in the top 5. Let's check the final score for you. Melbourne 14-12, 96, defeating Carlton 10-6, 66.
Kelly.
First quarter of the 1989